Thanks for clicking on Just Beast Fitness. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo, and today we are training chest. As you can see, we are starting with, of course, seeing how far we have been. We're looking at the physique update so far, and as you can see, it's not bad. We are growing on this bulking season, guys. We are trying to gain as much muscles as possible and see if we'll be ready for any stage. That's not the target, though. The target is always to keep doing this for life. Now, as you can see, you can notice that the chest is well grown. Right now, we were working on making sure that the upper chest caught up with the rest of the chest, and right now, I've never been more satisfied with my chest in my life. Like, I feel and I can see that my chest is more balanced than ever. And on this session, by the way, I want to let you know that we're going to do chest, but we're now not going to train the upper chest. We're just giving it a break because we've been training most of the workouts, if not all the workouts, have been targeted mainly to the upper chest because that has been the weaker part of our chest for the longest. And I can tell you right now that that has been sorted, that problem has been fixed, and we're giving ourselves at least a month off, at least a break from training the upper chest, just to allow it to at least feel better and rest, because that part has been working, and it's always good to reward a part that has been working by giving it a little bit of rest. You know, that's always fair, so that other parts can also catch up. And we will come back to it again a month later. And I can always advise you to do that. If you have a body part that is lagging behind, you push it well for 3 months, then you give it a 1 month break, then you come back stronger, push it again until you get to a place where it's gotten to the best place you think, or the place that you're satisfied with. And right now, personally, I can't lie to you, I'm so satisfied with my chest, especially the upper part. It's grown more than I ever thought possible, and I just feel good for that. So if you have been working on your chest and the upper chest is not, or the lower part, wherever the part or the inner part, just concentrate on that part more. You can apply the same in the back. If, let's say, the width of your your back is the part that is failing you, you can always hit it more until it catches up with the thickness of the back. The same way, if your triceps are lagging behind, let's say on the arm, and the biceps are okay, you can always train the triceps more to make them catch up with the rest of the part. So you can see, of course, during a bulk, we don't expect our abs to show so much, but still, it's still there. You can see, you can still flex them and show them off, which is a good thing. We just don't want to lose them so much, so that when it comes to time to cut, we don't have so much work to do. Now we are starting with the warm-up as always, to avoid any injury and to make our mental and physical parts of our bodies ready for whatever is coming forward. And as you can see, we are starting with the 10 kgs on a flat bench, just to stretch that muscle and make it feel ready, pumped for the next work that is just awaiting right now. Because, you know, when you get to the gym, we don't dilly-dally, we don't waste time, we don't take stories, we don't do nothing. We just attack the weight and kill it. And that's what we're starting with. And that was the first set of warm-up. And right now, we're starting the first set of the workout, and I'm starting with the 20 kilograms, just a weight that I can control well enough and go as deep as possible and high as possible. And here also, I'm aiming for very high reps. So with the 20 kgs, I normally go for more than 20 reps. I can go for 15, 20 reps there with 20 kgs. So if I can do around there, I will be good. I'll feel like I've worked, because that's what's up. So right now, I'm just controlling the weight, slow up and down, and making sure that I'm really squeezing the chest. And I need you to know this: anytime you're training your chest, try your best to make sure that your chest is the most exalted part of your body, meaning that you arc your back and you push your chest forward, shoulder, making sure that your shoulder is down, because your shoulder tends to take over from the chest. And when you do that, you'll feel your chest more, and most of the time you'll not be able to lift as much weight as you could if you're not doing that. Because when you engage just your chest, other parts tend not to work, and that makes the weight more difficult, other than when you do the same but now you use all the other parts. Now this is the second set, and the second set I've decided to now go for 30 kgs, just to now challenge myself a bit. It's been a while since I used this, by the way, because personally, as you guys know, I normally go mainly for, I mainly do the heavy weights on my powerlifting day. I usually have 1 day per week for doing just powerlifting, where I just lift the heavy weights just to challenge myself, and yeah, become stronger too, because we want to look strong and be strong at the same time. So right now you can see I'm really slowing this down weight really easy and slow, because I want to avoid a mistake that most people make, and that is the heavier the weight, the more you rush the workouts and you don't get low enough with the dumbbells because you feel that they're so heavy. But as you can see, I personally make sure I still get it all the way down, all the way up with a very controlled movement, just to ensure that each and every rep counts. They say never count the reps, let the reps count. So that will be my second set, and that makes it for the flat dumbbell press. We go direct to flat flies, and the flat flies, I'm now using 15 kgs of dumbbells just to make sure that I have that awesome stretch, the resistance that I'm looking for. And if you notice, I usually try to make sure that my flies go as low as possible, just to make sure that I stretch that chest muscle or those pec muscles to make them really grow and get challenged. Because most of the time, many people do this workout, but they have a very short range of motion. They don't really go down, and that doesn't stretch the muscle as much as we want. And guess what? When your muscle is under tension on a stretch, that's when it grows the most, according to science, and you want that. So you want not to avoid the stretch part of the workout as much as possible. Understand that? So another thing I want you to notice about this workout today is that I've interchanged. Normally, I usually start my chest workouts with the presses, then I finish with the flies. But today I've decided to mix them up. Of course, just to make it more interesting, the workout more interesting. But apart from that, to just give a new challenge to my chest and my muscles. Because, normally the chest knows what it's expecting, and just I give it the different one, so that it always gets shocked and get shocked and always feel challenged. And when the muscle is challenged, it always grows, because when you're not challenged, you don't grow. Now this is the second set of flies again. Now this one I do with 17.5 kgs, and or if you like, maybe 35 pounds. And it's quite a movement that I'm enjoying doing, because it feels dangerous, and I love things that feel dangerous, because anytime you stretch this weight, especially when you're going down, it always feels like your chest want to pop out, and your elbows are very tired because being in that state. And then above all, your shoulders usually feel like they want to get out of their socket. Now it means when you feel that, it means your muscles are super stretched, and that's what we want. We want that stretch part of the muscle. And another thing, I notice many people who train their chest don't do flies, because I know you are told by everybody that the king of chest is always what? That's the third set for flies. You're always told that the king of chest is always bench press, right? That's true, but that's not all. Flat bench can give you a decent chest, but if you want an optimal chest, the best you could, don't forget doing the flies, because I want you to know that the pec muscle, of course, is responsible for you pushing things which are in front of you, but it's also responsible for you moving your arms across. So it's not only about moving the arm forward, but also across, and that's where flies and this pec deck machines coming. So this will be the third set for this workout, and I want you to notice also one thing, that I make sure that each and every set gets to failure or almost failure, because I don't usually want to leave anything on the table personally. I hear people saying that it's not optimal, especially the people who do the HIIT type of workout usually say that it's not optimal to if you get your first set to fail, you don't need to get the next one. But for me, I just don't care, and what works for me is I do each and every set to failure, because I want to get the mental toughness out of it too. Now we're going direct to flat bench press, and here we just loaded 60 kgs only, by the way. They're just 60 kilograms, and I want you to notice that when I do my flat bench, it's not a normal bench, but it's kind of a neck press. I get the bar close up my chest, almost close to my neck. In fact, some reps you'll notice that I get it to the neck. And that one is number 1, to increase the range of motion. Then number 2, to get that stretch on the chest, because I don't want my bar that I'm using to be a limit for my movement. I want it to go as low as possible, and that helps me that. And then also when you put, I don't know about you people, but anytime I do this shoulder, the neck press, I feel awesome pump on my chest compared to the normal bench. I don't know about you. And also the normal bench makes me feel like I need to use my triceps more than when I open my elbows like this and have it on the neck press. Now on this last set, which is the second set, I'm drop setting just to make sure that I get close enough as possible to failure, because I just want to kill it. That's all. I just want to do my best, kill it, and make sure that my chest grows, because we are natural bodybuilders and we have to use each and everything that is before us to get that edge, because somebody who is not natural, of course, will get that advantage with the steroids and the testosterone hormones. But personally, because I don't use that, just go natural, I have to push myself in the gym as much as possible. Now we're going to the next workout, a very awesome workout for the lower chest. But I actually see people also mistake this workout and they tend to train it for the triceps, because just a little twitch on this workout can transfer the workout or the tension from the chest to the triceps, and that makes it now a different workout. And the difference is this: when you're doing this for chest, you just need to go down and stretch, and then you come up, and you don't need to complete all the way up. But when you're doing it for triceps, you don't need to go down, just at 90 degrees, then you go up, you lock the elbows up there. Now that's the difference. So right now, because you're doing it for the chest, we have to go down, the lower part is the most important, then we come up, and we don't need to complete the rep, because it gets to a point where now the chest doesn't do so much work, and rather it's the triceps doing that, and we're simply avoiding that part. So you just go as low as possible and not come really up. And somebody will be like, why don't you want to do it that way? Because when you do it all the way, it will help you with the killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But the problem with that is that anytime when you use the triceps, at the same time the triceps will get tired before the chest gets to failure, and we are avoiding that. Then we go to the next workout, which is a superset with that one, and this superset is a push-up. But I want you to see this push-up is kind of a unique push-up, in that you have to have a surface, both sides, that you put your arms on, just to make sure your chest to go as low as possible. Then as you come down, make sure that your hips are raised a bit, so that your head feels like you're getting into some deep hole, and getting that deep hole will help you that stretch on the chest, and it makes it an awesome, beautiful workout for chest. It will make you stretch that chest really well, and it will make you get an awesome pump. This is something you can even do at home if you can't access the gym, and to still have a decent chest workout. I usually like putting it towards the end of the workout, just to make sure that I get that awesome stretch. Now this is another set of the same, and I'm just making sure that I stretch it all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, and I go to failure. By the way, I just don't shallow rep and leave there when I still have so much in the tank. No, each and every set has to get to failure, because we know the enemy is laziness, and that's what we are fighting. We fight it in the gym, we fight it out there. So just control this workout, and when you're doing this workout, make sure that you're really doing it slowly. And the most important part again is the lower part, not the upper part. You can notice that I'm getting tired, but I'm just finishing the lower part, because at least I have energy to do that part, because the chest can still work when the other part is resting, and that's what we are looking for in this workout. And that makes it for the workout, guys. If you can see now, this is our current physique. This is how we are looking right now. After that awesome pump, you can see how the chest and the triceps are well pumped, and that's a good show. That shows you that we really worked today, and I really love that. So also the back, you can see, is really improving, and we really care to love this. And just want you to know that if watching my videos kind of discourages you, makes you look at yourself and you feel fat or skinny, it means your body is not the problem. You are the problem, because most of the time you say that the problem is never the problem. The problem is how you look at the problem. So if you choose to look at your body and then despise yourself because you saw me look this way, then you're looking at it in a very wrong direction. Rather, you should look at me like this, then look at your fat or skinny body, and then realize one thing, that it is possible to transform it to look like this or even better. That's a good way of looking at it, because if you choose to look at it as a way of discouraging yourself and feeling bad about yourself, I can be sure that it will not help you. It doesn't serve you. In fact, it will make you sad. It doesn't serve you. They usually say that comparison is the thief of all time. So you can always use your comparisons as a challenge. You can always look at me. You can always come watch these videos. You can always listen to me, talk to you, and motivate you, and at least give you pieces of advice out of my experience and what I've learned, just so that I make your journey easier and at least you can grow. Of course, it's not going to be easy. When I say easier, I just mean making you, at least when you step into the gym or when you're working out at home, you know what you're supposed to do, and that at least half solving the problem. Because sometimes this problem is not how you solve it, but sometimes is not knowing even what to do. Sometimes it's not like you're not willing to fix it, you just don't know, you're confused. And watching such videos can motivate you, always can make you maybe start going to the gym, start checking your diet, of course, and above all, help you improve yourself in all ways of your life. You see, because we're in this world just to better ourselves, to serve other people, and make it a better place than we found it. And if we can do that by starting with yourself, because I actually believe so much that charity begins at home. Start by improving yourself, because you can't give people what you don't have. Improve yourself, improve your family, then you go to your friends, you go to your relatives, you go to the people around you, then you save the world. And that's how you do it. Imagine a scenario where we are all helping the people around us, the people we are responsible for, and I think the world will be a better place. There will be nobody who needs help, because if you take care of your friends and family, take care of yourself, and other people do the same, what kind of a world will we be having? If you like such a video, just like and share. See you in the next one if you subscribed already.